Okay, the unlimited marital deduction, we're just going to work on the basics here of what it is. First of all, the size of the estate really matters. Now, this lifetime exclusion for gift and estate tax, it's over $11 million per person. Plus, that portability of the unused amount means that relatively few estates are taxable. So a married couple can shield over $22 million without even starting to incur any estate tax. So this discussion of the unlimited marital deduction only matters if there will actually be a taxable estate. So for example, Liz and Joe have combined assets of $6 million at age 65, so they're very well off. But their estate planning does not need to include ways to save estate tax. So we're going to go through here an example of using the unlimited marital deduction. So we're going to look at Zach's estate. Now here's Zach's gross estate of $30 million. He left everything to his wife, Holland. And so you can see his adjusted gross estate is over $29 million, but he takes advantage of this unlimited marital deduction. And this unlimited marital deduction just simply means that the entire adjusted gross estate can be left to the surviving spouse, which results in a taxable estate of zero. So there's no estate tax due on the estate of the first to die spouse, even though Zach's estate is over $22 million. So in this example, none of the lifetime exclusion amount is used here, so all of it is going to be transferred to Holland, which we call portability. Now, it's important to understand that this unlimited marital deduction only defers estate tax until the second to die passes. So let's look at Holland's estate when she passes. And so her gross estate happened to be $30,615,000 when she passed. And her adjusted gross estate a little over $30 million. Now, she doesn't have a spouse, so she cannot take advantage of this unlimited marital deduction. So she does end up with a taxable estate, but she can use the remaining lifetime exclusion for both her and Zach. So she gets to shield over $22 million from tax. Nevertheless, the estate was large enough that there is a taxable base of over $7 million. And recall, once it becomes taxable, the taxable portion is taxed at a flat 40%. And so the estate tax is going to be over $3 million. One really common issue is life insurance. And so let's just spend a moment on irrevocable life insurance trusts, or ILITs. Recall that if the decedent owned the life insurance policy on himself, the insurance proceeds are included in the gross estate. And of course, many people die having some kind of life insurance. So the use of a life insurance trust can avoid inclusion of the proceeds in the estate of either spouse, but they can still provide the surviving spouse many benefits of the life insurance proceeds. So instead of giving the life insurance proceeds outright to the surviving spouse, the proceeds are going to go to this trust, this insurance trust. Now, the ILIT can specify that income from the trust be distributed to the spouse, that the spouse can receive principal distributions for health, education, maintenance, and support, and that the spouse can demand up to $5,000 or 5% of the trust corpus each year. So the insurance proceeds certainly can still be used by the spouse and help for maintenance and lifestyle for the spouse. So let's look at what happens with Zach's estate if we have an ILIT. So in our Zach and Holland example, Zach's gross estate previously was $30 million, which included $5 million of life insurance with Holland as the beneficiary. So now let's assume he had established an ILIT, so his gross estate is only $25 million because his life insurance proceeds are not included. So his adjusted gross estate is still over $24 million. He is going to use the unlimited marital deduction, and so he will again have a taxable estate of zero. And again, we're assuming that none of the lifetime exclusion has been used. So when Holland passes, here's what her estate will look like. The gross estate's going to be $5 million less than before. And so we see the adjusted gross estate is now over 25 million instead of over 30 million. She can't use the unlimited marital deduction because her spouse has passed. The taxable estate will be a little over 25 million, but she gets that remaining lifetime inclusion. So in this example, there still will be a taxable base for the estate tax of 40%, but the estate tax will be $2 million less. And so you can see how important ILITs can be when we have taxable estates with sizable life insurance in there.